my dear learners, my dear soldiers. Okay, so, ma'am, sometimes you call us learners, sometimes students, sometimes soldiers. Arey, you are learner, you are a learner, you are a student, and you are a soldier. Why am I calling you soldier? Obviously, because you are a soldier preparing for a battlefield. And what is that battlefield? That battlefield is yours, class 10th board exams. So, dear soldiers, you have to prepare really well in order to win this battle. Yes? तो मेरे योद्धाओं, रणनीति बना ली है, रणभूमि में उतरना है, right? You have done all the plannings. Now you are just on the verge to enter the battlefield. Yes? So, in order to enter the battlefield with full preparation, what you need to do? You need to practice your skills. अरे भाई अभ्यास करना पड़ेगा, right? So, in order to practice, in order to sharpen up your skills, you need to practice previous year questions, right? Yes? Yes or no? Yes. And are you ready for today's session? Yes? आज कुछ नया करते हैं और वो नया क्या है? What is the new thing? Okay, students. So, okay, soldiers. So, soldiers, today we are going to practice how to write your short answers and long answer type questions. Okay, so what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Okay, soldiers, the first question in front of you. पहला पड़ाव आ गया है. Okay, let's read the question. A student performs the following experiment in school laboratory. List two observations justify that in this experiment a chemical change has taken place. Okay, so now this question is for 2 marks. ये आंसर करो, 2 point ले जाओ. Okay, so now first thing, look at the picture carefully. What is there? Zinc granules are there and these are reacting with sulfuric acid. Now first think what is happening. Zinc, that is a metal. Metal is reacting with an acid. Definitely it is going to be a chemical change. What is going to be formed? Zinc sulfate. And which gas is going to be liberated? Hydrogen gas. So now what is the question saying? List two observations to justify that it is a chemical change. भैया बताना है कि ये chemical change है. So definitely, what is your first observation that is clearly visible? Evolution of gas. So write this point, evolution of gas. Okay. Second thing, when metal reacts with acid, heat is also liberated. Please look at the picture carefully. There is a thermometer right there. So there is going to be a change in temperature. That is your observation. Clearly dikhega. So what is the second thing which you can write? Change or rise in temperature. Okay. And what is the third thing you can do here? You can write the chemical equation. Yes. So what is the chemical equation? Zinc, when reacts with sulfuric acid, gives you zinc sulfate and liberation of hydrogen gas. So, dear soldiers, please understand right here. The first point you need to keep in mind. This is only a 2-mark question. And the question is asking you for 2 points. Give your 2 points, accurate, correct, crisp, grab your 2 marks. No need to write extra thing, extra kahani nahi batani. Okay, please remember. Next. Okay, again from chemical reactions and equations. Displacement reaction also plays a key role in extracting metals in the middle of reactivity series. Justify this statement with 2 examples. Okay. Why can metals high up in reactivity series not be obtained by reduction of their oxides by carbon. Okay, soldiers, first please understand what I told you in the first video session, that from chemical reactions and equation, this reaction, displacement reaction, जहां क्या होता है भैया, एक स्ट्रॉन्ग आदमी दूसरे को धक्का दे देता है. One strong metal high up in the reactivity series displaces other metal from its salt solution. This reaction, this is actually the reality of life. Yes. So my soldiers, this is the reality. If you are not good enough, then you are going to be replaced. So this reaction is really important for CBSE as well. They are teaching you life skills. Okay. So how are you going to justify this thing? What are you going to answer? That displacement reaction also plays key role in extracting metals in the middle of the reactivity series. Yes. What can we do? What is the solution to this problem? We know displacement reaction is used. How it is used? We can use it to extract metals like iron, manganese from their oxide ores. How? By using of more reactive metal like aluminium, so that aluminium will displace them from. See here, what can we do? Displacement reactions are used to extract metals in the middle of reactivity series by reducing their compounds with more reactive metal like aluminium. Yes? How? Let's take example. Yes, manganese oxide when reacting with aluminium, what will it give you? It will give you your manganese, and aluminium is going to form its oxide. So what did aluminium did here? Aluminium replaced manganese from its oxide. Yes, took the place of manganese. Similarly, iron oxide when reacted with aluminium gives you iron, and aluminium forms aluminium oxide, and heat is also released here, right? So the question was crystal clear. We know displacement reaction is used in extraction of these metals. Why? A more reactive metal like aluminium can displace less reactive metals like iron, manganese from their oxides. Yes. So what you have to do? But remember, the question is clearly stating write two examples. So even if you do not write this written part, no, and you write these two examples, then you are going to get marks. But if you only write this written portion and don't write any example, sorry, my friend, no marks, you lost the battle. Okay, next question. Why can metals high up in reactivity series cannot be obtained by reduction of their oxides by carbon? Okay, so we know that metals that are high up in reactivity series like sodium, potassium and lithium are not extracted by reduction of their oxides by carbon. Why? Why does this happens? Hmm? Okay, tell me, if you like something, will you give that to someone else? No. That same applies to these metals also. Why I am saying this? See, metals towards the top of reactivity series like sodium, magnesium, calcium have more affinity for oxygen than carbon. अरे इनको ज्यादा प्यार है ऑक्सीजन से, सोडियम. Yes, so why will it give to carbon? That's why carbon cannot reduce them, right? So what is going to be there? For these metals, we cannot use carbon. Okay, so this was simple. The question was simple. Why can metals high up in reactivity series not obtained by reduction of their oxides by carbon? Simple one line answer. Because they have more affinity towards oxygen than carbon. So carbon cannot take oxygen away from them. Simple. Okay. Let's look on to the next question. With the help of an activity, explain the conditions under which iron articles get rusted. Okay, remember, soldiers, I told you that CBSE is testing you whether you are a true science student or not, whether you have just mugged up the theory concepts. Ratta to nahi mara, right? You have to justify that you are a true science student. And you have to explain this by giving this activity. You have to demonstrate the entire activity in order to explain this concept, that what are the conditions under which iron nail is going to get rusted. Okay, so now what can you think? What will be your answer? How are you going to justify this activity? Hmm? Have you performed this activity in your laboratories? Yes? Hmm? If you have performed, you have an edge for this question. If not, let's do it here. Yes? How? We call students. What were we doing? What we need to take? We need to take 3 test tubes. Why am I taking 3 test tubes? Because I want to demonstrate this activity through 3 conditions. 3 test tube. See, if the question is asking demonstrate the activity, and if you are going to demonstrate the activity, please specify each and every step, right? So that is why first test tube A, second test tube B, label them as A, B, C. Now what you have to do, put your iron nail inside it and pour some water in test tube A and put a cork. Okay, then pour boiled distilled water in test tube B and add about 1 ml of oil in the oil in the test tube and cork it. The oil will float on water and prevent the air from dissolving in the water. Yes, because oil, what is oil? Oil will float above your water. Then air cannot come inside, cannot touch your iron nail. Yes, then put some anhydrous calcium chloride in the test tube C. Anhydrous calcium chloride, कल MCQ में भी discuss किया था. Anhydrous calcium chloride, what will this anhydrous calcium chloride will do? It will absorb all of the moisture, right? And cork it. Cork लगाइए. Anhydrous calcium chloride will absorb the moisture if there is any moisture present in air. We specify to do this activity in 3 conditions. Now you tell me, in which of the test tube is your iron nail going to get rusted? Yes? What is the necessary condition for rusting? Yes, come on students, this is quite easy. What is the necessary condition for rusting? Hmm? Okay, so iron nails in test tube A, but they do not rust in test tube B and C. Iron nail will get rusted in test tube A. Why this happened? Why not in test tube B? Why not in test tube C? See, in test tube C, we didn't have water. We neither had water, we nor had any air. We put calcium chloride, right? Why? To absorb all the moisture. So no air, no water, no rusting. दो ही तो दुश्मन है रस्टिंग के, दोनों ही नहीं है. Then in B, there was water. Your iron nail was inside water, but there was no source of air. And in test tube A, water was there, air was there. So rusting will take place. Why? Because rusting takes place when your iron is exposed to both air and water. Moisture चाहिए, हवा चाहिए. Okay. Okay, so students, either I have 2 options for you. Either you demonstrate this activity through the points. Please specify each and everything. Or what else can you do? You can demonstrate this activity with a well-labeled diagram. Draw 3 test tubes. Label them A, B, C. Label all the conditions. What are you trying to convey to the examiner? That C in first test tube, air and water both is there. In second test tube, I have blocked the pathway of air to reach my iron nail. Only water is there. In the third test tube, no water, no air. In fact, I have put some calcium chloride in order to block any moisture which is there. So rusting will happen in A. So just write these 2 points, that iron nail is going to rust in test tube A, not in test tube B, not in test tube C. Why? Because rusting takes place when we have both air and water. That's it. It was quite simple. इतना लिखो 3 marks ले जाओ. Okay? You are going to win this battle, right? Just this thing. Analyze the question. Analyze the way to attempt it. Next, Again, the question is from your metals and non-metals. Name two metals which react violently with cold water. Now you should have this idea. This is very common and I am expecting answers from your side. Okay. So what is the answer? What are going to be those two metals? Tell me. Yes, students. What is going to be the answer? Come on, this is quite simple. इतना तो पता होना चाहिए भाई. एक्सपेरिमेंट किया है लैबोरेटरी में. Yes, list any three observation which a student notes when these metal are dropped in a beaker containing water. Write a test to identify the gas evolved, if any, during the reaction of these metals with water. Yes, answer. I'm not getting an answer. Why? It's very simple, guys. Come on. Which are the metals? You heard, these are some of the common metals. Come on. अरे सोडियम पोटेशियम लिथियम. लिथियम नहीं याद रहे. सोडियम एंड पोटेशियम you can remember them. How? You know these things. They react violently with water. गुस्से वाले हैं बहुत ज्यादा. Yes. So first question. Answer is done. प्लीज आंसर पॉइंट वाइज. साइंस है, कहानी नहीं लिखनी, कथा नहीं लिखनी. अपनी राइटिंग स्किल्स, अपनी क्रिएटिविटी इंग्लिश के पेपर में दिखा के आना. नॉट इन साइंस. राइट पॉइंट वाइज. बी क्रिस्प. दैट्स इट. यस. what is going to be the observation? Write any three observation. गुस्से वाले मेटल है, क्या होगा? Violent reaction will occur. Then large amount of heat is evolved. Violent reaction है तो गर्मा गर्मी हुई है ना. So heat is going to get evolved. Then evolved gas even can catch fire because they are extremely violent. Yes. Then write a test to identify. First tell me which gas is evolved? Which gas is evolved? Yes, students. अरे कौन सी गैस निकलती है भाई when sodium reacts with water? Which gas is evolved when Na reacts with H2O? It forms NaOH and liberates hydrogen gas, right? So which is the gas that is going to evolve? Hydrogen gas. And hydrogen gas का सबसे अच्छा टेस्ट क्या है? उसके पास एक burning matchstick लिया, pop sound आएगा. Yes, it burns with a pop sound. That's it. इतना ही था. Yes. Now, what type of question was this? Analyze. Laboratory skills को दिमाग में रखना था. Properties को, you have to keep your properties in mind. Right? Okay, next question from carbon and its compounds. Draw two isomeric structures of butene, C4H8. We all know the formula. If not, please practice. Name the following compounds. These are two compounds. I have to name them. Okay. Write the chemical equation for the following reaction. Mention one essential condition each of these reactions to take place. First, ethanol undergoes complete oxidation. Fine. Propene undergoes hydrogenation. Okay. Ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol. Now, students, please pay attention. This is a 5-mark question. This question has parts. Give the answer of each and every part. Please don't be in hurry while solving 5-mark question. Why? Because I have always observed, ma'am, आता तो सब था, marks नहीं आए. क्यों? Because you were in a hurry. Sometimes what happens, you forgot to look at the subparts. You skip one of the subparts. Second thing, sometimes what the student mentality is, if the student does not know only one subpart, then also they try to omit the question. Please don't do that. Point wise marking is there. Every point has a marks. So if you don't know one sub point, give the answer of others. You will get marks, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Let's solve the first question. Okay, what was the first part saying? Draw two isomeric structures of butene. Now first guys, you tell me, what are isomers? Isomers are the compounds that have same chemical formula but different structures, right? Chemical formula same hai, structure alag hai, right? So you have butene in front of you, butene, 4 carbon, right? Ene means double bond. Simple way to draw two structures. Change the position of double bond, that's it. ज़्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना. Change the position of double bond. Yes. See, in the first one, where is the double bond? And in the second one, where is the double bond? In the first one, the double bond is right here. I changed the double bond in the second one. Yes, तो अब इनकी नंबरिंग करोगे तो फर्स्ट कंपाउंड में डबल बॉन्ड को फर्स्ट पोजीशन मिलेगी, सेकंड में डबल बॉन्ड को सेकंड पोजीशन मिलेगी. यस. So what happened? Physical structure got changed. I have two isomers. That's it. इतना ही करना था. Or you can also do it by this way. Yes, that's it. First question solved. Okay, let's look on to the next question. Name the following compounds. Now this is quite easy. IUPAC nomenclature. What is the first point? Give the lowest numbering to the substituents. What is the substituent in the first compound? Chlorine is the substituent. How many carbons are there? Meth, eth, prop. 3 carbons. क्या होगा word root? Prop. So what is it? Now you are going to tell me. I am not going to tell you. Yes. This is the most simple example that CBSE can give you. Yes, what is it? And single bond. So, ane. Now tell me, suffix is ane. Substituent, chlorine. Suffix लगता है, prefix लगता है भाई. Prefix. What is the prefix? Chloro. अब जोड़ दो चीजों को, क्या बनेगा? Chloropropane. Right? Second compound. C double bond O. Right? Now, first tell me, this is ketone. Yes? Please, now I don't want you all to get confused between ketone and aldehyde. Okay? Sometimes students commit these mistakes. They have a confusion between ketone and aldehyde. If you have this structure R, C, double bond O, R, then definitely it's going to be ketone. Yes? So now, let's go ahead. How many carbons? 4 carbons. Then what is going to be the word for these 4 carbons? Meth, eth, prop, but. 4 carbons, but. Ketone ka suffix on. Single bond. So ane, E cut jayega. Butanone. That's it. Yes, these were some of the simple compounds CBSE can give you. Okay, the third question. Write the chemical equation for the following reactions. Mention one essential condition for these reactions to take place. Okay, students, so now please pay attention here. Reaction, you have to write the reaction, also specify the condition. Sometimes we have reaction in which we have to specify the condition, like a particular temperature or a particular catalyst or a particular acid or something like that is used to carry out the reaction. So that is what they are asking you. Please specify it. If you don't specify it, you lose marks. Okay. First one, ethanol undergoes complete oxidation. Ethanol is undergoing complete oxidation. That means my C2H5OH, ethanol ka formula, combines with oxygen, is undergoing complete oxidation. So combines with complete oxidation. What is this reaction? I know that when C2H5OH undergoes complete oxidation, it requires something. It requires a catalyst. What is that catalyst? Please recall, this is a famous reaction. What is the catalyst? There are 2 catalysts. If you mention one also, you will get marks. What is the catalyst? Yes? Alkaline, alkaline KMNO4. Yes, alkaline KMNO4 or acidified K2Cr2O7. These are the two catalysts along with heat. Yes, and it gets converted into what? Yes, इथेनोइक एसिड. भाई अल्कोहल जब ऑक्सीडाइज होता है, ऑक्सीडेशन हो जाती है, तो क्या होता है? अल्कोहल की ऑक्सीडेशन से इथेनोइक एसिड बन जाता है. यस. So either you write alkaline KMNO4, that will also going to work, or not. Write acidified K2Cr2O7. K2Cr2O7. Yes, and it is going to convert into ethanoic acid. Basic reaction. Okay, next question. Next part. Propane undergoes hydrogenation. Propene undergoes hydrogenation. अरे ये तो बहुत सिंपल रिएक्शन है, एडिशन रिएक्शन है, राइट? When propene undergoes hydrogenation, that means addition of H2. Then what happens? The double bond gets converted into single bond. Propene से propane बन जाएगा, right? And what are the catalyst? Nickel and palladium. Simple. Yes or no? Let me erase this thing so that the reaction is clearly visible. Okay. Yes, यही तो होगा भाई. Yes, everyone. CH3, CH2, that is my propene. Addition reaction. What will happen? This bond is going to break. One H will come here, one H will come here. So it becomes CH3, CH2, CH3. Propene gets converted to propane. That's it. Only this was the thing. Simple reaction. We have studied. Just you need to recall the concepts. That's it. Okay. Next one. We have one more. Ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol. What happens when ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol? Tell me, everyone. This is again a simple reaction when ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol. Yes, what happens? Now I want you all to give me the answer for this one. I am not going to give you the answer. This is extremely simple, everyone. So you have to give me the reaction for this one. Yes, what happens when ethanol reacts with ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol? Yes, come on. This is an extremely simple reaction. क्या होता है भाई? Come on, everyone. I want answer. What happens? Yes, ethanoic acid when reacts with ethanol in the presence of H2SO4, it forms what is going to be formed? Ester is formed. Fruity smell, esterification. We have studied this reaction. Yes, esterification. स्टडी किया था, नहीं किया था? इथेनोइक एसिड जब इथेनॉल के साथ रिएक्ट करता है H2SO4 की प्रेजेंस में, तो क्या बनता है? एस्टर बन जाता है. यस. एंड व्हाट इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ दिस रिएक्शन? फ्रूटी स्मेल, खुशबू आएगी. यस. एंड द नेसेसरी कंडीशन, presence of H2SO4 is the necessary condition. That's it. Yes, everybody. Are you able to recall this concept? Yes or no? You should able to recall this concept. This was direct. They gave you the reactants. Now you have to, your brain have to process this. अरे क्या था? Esterification था. Okay. Again, one more question from carbon and its compound. Let's move ahead. A carbon compound X is a good solvent. Good solvent है. Okay. On reaction with sodium, X forms two products, Y and Z. Z is used to convert vegetable oil into vegetable ghee. यहीं से पता लग जाना चाहिए Z क्या है. What is Z? Z is नाउ आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गिव यू आंसर. वेजिटेबल ऑयल से वेजिटेबल घी बन रहा है भाई. व्हाट इज वेजिटेबल ऑयल? अनसैचुरेटेड फैट. व्हाट इज वेजिटेबल घी? सैचुरेटेड फैट. अनसैचुरेटेड से सैचुरेटेड पे जा रहे हो. जेड उसको करवा रहा है. क्या है जेड? जेड है हाइड्रोजन, H2. Identify and name X, Y, Z. Also write the equation of the reaction with of X with sodium to justify your answer. Okay. Now, solvent क्या होगा भाई? What is going to be the solvent? Good solvent है. Yes. क्या होगा सॉल्वेंट? इथेनॉल होगा सॉल्वेंट. इथेनॉल बोल लो, इथाइल अल्कोहल बोल लो, या फिर सीधे फॉर्मूला लिख दो. Both will, any of the option is going to give you marks. Either write C2H5OH or write ethyl alcohol. Yes, or write the correct IUPAC name, ethanol. It is going to give you marks. What is going to be your Y? Tell me. What is going to be your Y? Your Y is going to be sodium ethoxide. Why is it going to be sodium ethoxide? What is the reaction? Yes, everyone, what is the reaction? What was the question saying? Let's look back to the question once again. A carbon compound X, पता है, good solvent है, क्या है? Ethanol है. On reaction with sodium forms two products Y and Z. क्या बनाता है भाई जब अल्कोहल सोडियम के साथ रिएक्ट करता है? तो सोडियम इथॉक्साइड बनाता है ना, C2H5ONA. H को रिप्लेस कर देता है कि नहीं कर देता? Z क्या होगी? हाइड्रोजन. सबसे पहले Z तो मुझे यूं ही पता चल जाना चाहिए था, और Z पता चल गया तो मुझे अपने आप पता चल जाना चाहिए था सोडियम को कर रहा है, सोडियम के साथ रिएक्ट कर रहा है. तो क्या होगा? यही तो होगा. यस. Yes, so what is happening here? Your C2H5OH is reacting with sodium. तो क्या बनाएगा? ये Na इसकी जगह ले लेगा ना, ये H चले जाएगा ना. So it is going to form C2H5ONA, जिसको क्या बोलते हैं हम इसको बोलते हैं सोडियम इथॉक्साइड. एंड क्या होगी? लिबरेट. H2 लिबरेट होगी. सिंपल था. हाफ H2 लगाएंगे बैलेंस करने के लिए. समझाया था, बैलेंसिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है, बैलेंसिंग पे ध्यान दो. बैलेंस करना जरूरी है. हाफ लगा देंगे, H2 बैलेंस हो जाएगी. यस, सिंपल, डन, राइट. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट, write the chemical equation to show what happens when ethanol burns in when ethanol burns in oxygen or air. क्या होता है भाई? पहले था इथेनॉल का ऑक्सीडेशन, अब है ऑक्सीजन में बर्न हो रही है. इथेनॉल गुड फ्यूल है, बर्न होगा तो क्या रिलीज करेगा? यस. What will ethanol release? Will under when it is burning in the presence of air, अच्छा फ्यूल है, एनर्जी तो रिलीज करेगा ही सही. और क्या रिलीज करेगा? क्या बन जाएगा? क्या बनाएगा? what are your products? Yes, your products are going to be carbon dioxide and water. Yes, reaction भी लिखना जरूरी है. Give me a moment. Yes, so you have to write the reaction as well. What is going to be your reaction? Let's write the reaction first for the first one. Let's write here. Yes. So what is going to be the reaction? What is your ethanol? Ethanol is CH3CH2OH. What is it doing? It's combining with oxygen. Yes. Now what happens? When it combines with oxygen, what is going to be released? It is going to release carbon dioxide. Next, what it is going to release? It is going to release your water. Next, what? Okay, H2 and O. Let me write this O properly. इसको जरा ignore करा जाए. Yes, and again, what else? Heat. What else? Light. Okay, now tell me, is this equation balanced? Yes, everyone, is this equation balanced? No, dude, it's not balanced. You have to balance it. Here you have two carbon. Here only one carbon. Let's start from carbon. Let's start balancing the carbon. If I put a 2 here. So, what is, oh, no, not a 2 here. First, let's put a 2 here. I am eventually going to put a 2 here also. But first, let's go step by step. Okay. Okay, students, tell me first one thing. Are you thorough with the balancing things? How do you balance your equations? What is the method that you follow? Do you make a table and compare? So, what is the standardized way to do a balancing? How to balance an equation? What do? We write all the atoms that are present in the reactant and the product, and then we write the number of atoms on the reactant side and the number of atoms on the product side, and we try to balance them out. This is the simple formula. Now what I want from you all to practice balancing equations, because when you are going to practice balancing equations, then you don't have to make a table. Also, just by looking at the question, looking at the scenario, you can balance this out. Okay, so let's balance this out. What I am going to do, okay, yes. तो क्या होगा यहाँ पे इसको बैलेंस करने के लिए यहाँ तो मेरे को लगाना पड़ेगा 2. ओके, और यहाँ मेरे को लगाना पड़ेगा 7. ठीक है, अब इसको इधर बैलेंस करने के लिए मेरे को लगाना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे 4, और यहाँ पे आएगा मेरा 6. ओके, so now let's check whether it is balanced or not. How many carbon in the product? 4. How many carbon in the reactant? 2, and into 2, 4. Done. Khatam. Let's move ahead with hydrogen. 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. 6 into 2, 12. 6 into 2, 12. हो गया. Next, oxygen. 2 here, and 7 times 2, 14. That means 16. Here, 4 times 2, 8. And here, oh, let's do it once again. Yes, 7 times 2, 14. Yes, and then here 2. So 16. Here also, see, 4 times 2, 8. And then from here. Is it balanced? Yes, it is balanced. Okay. So please take a note. You have to practice balancing. Next question is heated at 443 Kelvin in excess concentrated H2SO4. Now students, please remember, this is again a crucial reaction. What happens when it is heated with concentrated H2SO4, and that too specifically at a temperature? And what is that temperature? That temperature is 443 Kelvin. क्या होता है, ये जो है इससे इसका water ले लेता है, right? It takes its water away from it. What is going to be my reaction? C2H5OH in the presence of H2SO4. Yes, at 443 Kelvin. What is going to happen? C2H4 ही रह जाएगा भाई. And क्या निकल जाएगा? H2O will get removed. Yes, because H2SO4 here is a dehydrating agent. What is it? It's a dehydrating agent. It is going to remove the water molecule. Dehydrating agent. अगर इसको मैं एक्सपैंड करके लिखूं तो आपको पता होना चाहिए ये वाटर कैसे निकाल लेता है, राइट? एंड वाटर चला जाएगा. what is left? C2H4 and water. Okay, now it reacts with acidified potassium dichromate. Again, this is the same reaction. What happens when it reacts with acidified dichromate? C2H5 OH when reacts with acidified dichromate acidified potassium dichromate. What is acidified potassium dichromate? Acidified पोटेशियम डाइक्रोमेट भाई, K2Cr2O7 कहते हैं इसको. K2Cr2O7 क्या बन जाता है? क्या बोलते हैं इसको? इथेनोइक एसिड. तीनों पार्ट हो गए. It was crystal clear. Okay. Yes. Is this clear? Everyone. Simple. Right. Okay. Next one. In a common practice, silver is recovered from silver nitrate by the use of copper metal. Name the type of reaction that takes place again. Yes, everyone. Again, you should have the example. What type of reaction is this? Yes. Come on. Now, this time I want an answer from you all. What kind of reaction is this? Yes. Hmm? Again, this is the reaction that is very common. I told you this reaction every time is going to be, every time you are going to have a question from this reaction. It is a displacement reaction. Yes. Then name the type of reaction that takes place and give the chemical reaction involved. It is simple. Silver nitrate when reacts with copper gives you. Okay, yes. Give me a moment, everyone. Yes. So silver nitrate when reacts with copper gives you silver and copper nitrate. That's it. Simple displacement reaction. This copper is going to displace silver from its salt. Yes. Name the type of reaction that takes place. Done. Name the method used for refining silver. What is the method? Yes, everyone. This okay. So this question is a combination of both chemical equation and reaction in metals and non-metals. Okay. Okay. Yes. So what is going to be the reaction? What is the name of the reaction? It is electrolytic refining. Yes, it is simple. Electrolytic refining. This question is of 2 marks. Do it and get your 2 marks. Okay. Yes, everyone. Next question. Again from carbon and its compound. Select from the following the members of same homologous series. Now you are going to tell me who are the members of same homologous series. Yes, the members of same homologous series have same functional group. Which are the two compounds that are having same functional group? Yes, everyone. Now you are going to tell me. Okay, let's change the color to red here. Yes. So what is going to be my answer? First and four are the members of same homologous series. Right. Now what happens to the melting point and the solubility of the compound as the molecular mass of the compound in a homologous series increases? This is again quite simple. I want an answer from you all and I am waiting for the answers. Okay. Yes. Yes, everyone. Melting point is going to increase with molecular mass. We know in homologous series, as molecular mass increases, melting point also increases. Yes, solubility shows regular gradation or decrease with increase in molecular mass. Yes, why does this happens? Why does solubility decreases as the molecular mass increases? See everyone, it's quite simple. When molecular mass increases, your compound is now bulky. Yes, your compound is heavy. Then the solvent molecules are not. It is not going to dissolve in the solvent properly. The dissolution power, the solubility power is going to reduce because the compound is becoming more and more bulky here. Okay, simple. Yes, again, define the term decomposition reaction. Define the term decomposition reaction. What are decomposition reactions? A compound gets break down into simpler products, right? So a single reactant breaks down to give two or more products. Simple. Yes? Okay, next point. Write one chemical equation for decomposition reaction where energy is supplied in the form of heat, light or electricity. So they are giving you liberty. Include any one chemical reaction. What can be the chemical reaction? Any one. You have to include any one. For example, calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate decomposes into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. That's it. Yes, and it requires heat. Remember that you have to also specify what type of energy supplied. Energy supplied in the form of heat or in the form of light or in the form of electricity. Okay. Second question. Decomposition of vegetable matter into compost is considered as an exothermic reaction. Why? Yes, we all know that when vegetable matter means your organic matter. When organic matter decomposes, it is considered as an exothermic reaction. Why is it considered as an exothermic reaction, students? Because when uh, the decomposition, when the vegetable matter is decomposed, energy is released, right? It's because energy heat is released. Simple. No need to give much more explanation. If you write simply this line, energy is released, that is why it is an exothermic reaction. Why? Because what is it asking? Why it's an exothermic reaction? We all know when vegetable matter or organic matter is decomposed by our bacteria that are present in the soil, then in this reaction it is an exothermic reaction. Energy is released. So energy is released, that is why it is an exothermic reaction. That's it. 2 mark question, 2 points. Specify the points and you have your answer. Okay. Again, from carbon and its compounds. Okay. A compound X having two carbon atoms in its molecule turns blue litmus to red. Again, students, this itself is a hint. Blue litmus to red. ब्लू से रेड, खतरे में जा रहा है, रेड बना रहा है. दैट मीन्स क्या बन रहा है? एसिड बन रहा है. यस, एसिड इज देयर. एसिड बन रहा है नहीं, एसिड है, राइट? So, and 5 to 8% solution of X in water is widely used as a preservative. Now, this is again your hint that this is an acid, and 5 to 8% of this acid is used as a preservative in lot of your dishes and your pickles and all that. Now, what is that compound? Identify the compound X and write its structure. Yes, let's solve these questions one by one. What is the first part now? Tell me. What is this compound? This is an acid. I gave you this much hint. Now, which is that acid? It's quite simple, students. It's acetic acid, right? Ethanoic acid. Now compare its pH with a mineral acid. Now mineral acid. What are mineral acids, students? What are your mineral acids? HCl, H2SO4, HNO3 are your mineral acids, right? Now, mineral acids have their pH in the range of, yes, 2. Yes, mineral acids have pH in the range of 1 to 3. Now, does your ethanoic acid also has the range of its pH in that category? No, it is around 4 to 5. Yes, so a pH of X, that is your ethanoic acid, will be higher than that of mineral acid. Simple. Okay, next question. X on reacting with alcohol produces sweet smelling compound used in making perfume. Again the same reaction, esterification reaction. That's it. Write your esterification reaction and you have your answer and you secure your marks, right? Okay, so let's write the reaction. We know that CH3, COOH when combining with C2H5OH in the presence of H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, gives you CH3COOC2H5 and water. That's it. Write the reaction and get your marks. Simple. Okay, next one. When sodium carbonate is added to X, a colorless gas, now I know what my X is, that is ethanoic acid, a colorless gas is produced which turns lime water milky. Now, first students tell me which is that colorless gas which turns lime water milky? It's carbon dioxide, right? And I also know what happens when this reaction is going to take place. So my ethanoic acid, that is CH3COOH, is going to react with sodium carbonate, right? Which is Na2CO3. What is it going to give you? It is going to give you sodium acetate, which is CH3COONA, and a colorless gas, that is CO2, is produced. This gas turns lime water milky. Turns lime water milky, right? And what else? We have water also. Okay, that's it. You have to write these two reactions and you have your point. Okay. Again, the next question is from your acid, bases and salts. Acid bases indicators are used to distinguish between an acid and a base. Universal indicator, a mixture of several indicators, show universal indicator, a mixture of several indicators, show different colors at different concentration of acid and bases. We all know this, thereby indicating their pH on the pH scale of 0 to 14. The pH of a solution is measured by pH paper, which is impregnated with a universal indicator. They have also provided you with a pH scale. Okay, so this is the case. Now what are they asking you? They are asking solution of P is a strong acid while solution of Q is a strong base. On the pH scale, where would you like to place them? A direct question, students. A solution has a pH of 7. Name a compound that would use to increase its pH and decrease its pH. pH 7 है तो neutral है. एक कंपाउंड बताइए जिससे pH बढ़ जाए और एक बताइए जिससे pH डिक्रीज हो जाए. Again, this question has one more part. When the pH of a solution is decreased from 4 to 2, नीचे गया, what effect does it produce on its hydronium ion concentration? क्या होता है? हाइड्रोनियम आयन की concentration बढ़ जाती है. State the color change shown by the pH. 4 से 2, पहले acidic तो था, but क्या कलर था? Orangish कलर था. अब 2 हो गया है, क्या कलर हो जाएगा? रेड हो जाएगा. A person is feeling pain and irritation in the stomach due to indigestion. What could be the pH of the fluid in the stomach? Okay, and write the common name of the medicine produced. Okay, what could be the pH? Indigestion हो रहा है. What is going to be the pH? And write the common medicine used for the remedy. Then give the name of milk of magnesia often used for this purpose. पहली बात तो पेन हो रहा है. पेन क्यों होता है? बिकॉज एसिड बढ़ गया है, तो कुछ एंटासिड लेना पड़ेगा. एंटासिड क्या होते हैं? बेस ही तो होते हैं भाई. Okay, so let's solve the first one. Solution of P is a strong acid while solution of Q is a strong base. On the pH scale, where would you like to place the solution P and Q? As I told you, it is a strong acid, so 0 to 4 में जाएगा. It's a strong base, so 12 to 14 में जाएगा. Okay, next. A solution has a pH of 7. A solution has a pH of 7. Name a compound. You would like to increase its pH. Increase करना है. 7 के आगे लेके जाना है. Strong base add कर दो. Sodium hydroxide add कर दो. Decrease its pH. HCl add कर दो. Hydrochloric acid add कर दो. Simple. Sulfuric acid add कर दो. Simple. Okay. Next. When the pH of a solution is decreased from 4 to 2, what effect does it produce on its hydronium ion concentration? As I told you students, hydronium ion concentration is going to increase and color will change from yellow or orange to red and pink. Okay, then a person is feeling a pain and irritation in the stomach due to indigestion. Indigestion क्यों है? Acidity हो गई है. What could be the pH of the fluid in the stomach? The pH is going to be in the range of 1 to 3. Right? Acidity हो गई है. Acidic environment increase हो गया है. इसका solution क्या होता है? Acidity हो जाती है तो डाइजीन पीते हैं. डाइजीन में क्या होता है? मैग्नीशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड होता है. Your milk of magnesia, which is basic, so that it can, what will it do? It will decrease the acid. It will, what it is going to do? It is going to balance the pH of your stomach. Now, right now your stomach is highly acidic. It is going to balance that out. Okay. Again, next question. Design an experimental setup to demonstrate that alcohol and glucose contain hydrogen but are not categorized as acids. We all know they are not categorized as acids, though they have hydrogen in them, right? Why they are not categorized as acids? Yes, because they do not release H plus ions. They have hydrogen, but they do not release H plus ions. An acid is a substance that releases H plus ions, right? Base that releases OH minus ions, right? So as I told you, experimental setup design करना है तो experimental setup बनाना पड़ेगा. Okay, first you need to make the experimental setup. Draw a well labeled neat diagram showing that you have a beaker. In that you have a solution in which first you are going to put glucose, second you are going to put alcohol, third you are going to put acid, and then connect, you have to have a setup of iron nail in that beaker emerged in the solution, and then you have to connect that to a battery as well as to the bulb. So now what will happen? The bulb will not glow in the case of glucose and alcohol, but the bulb is definitely going to glow in the case of acid, because in the case of acid, what is going to take place? Ionization is going to take place. There are ions in the solution which will be your charge carriers, which will complete your circuit, and then when the circuit is completed, then only the bulb is going to glow, right? This was that simple. Reason: acidic solution liberates ions, but glucose and alcohol do not liberate ions, so bulb glows only in acidic solutions. Okay students, yes, let's move on to the next question. And students, since I know your boards are approaching, yes, your boards are approaching, and there is, your boards are approaching, right? So now you have to be more attentive. I know it's the time of New Year. It's New Year's Eve today. Tomorrow is the first day of your New Year. You all might be having plans to go party, have a blast, right? I know these feelings are there, but students, your 10th board is also going to come one time only. Yes, this is the chance to prepare yourself, to do everything that is possible to memorize your concepts, to practice your concepts, to apply your knowledge, right? You have to do this. And what is our motto? Our motto is to, have the fruit of the hard work which we have done in the entire year. And these are the days that are extremely crucial, that are going to decide that whether you are going to receive the fruit of your hard work or not. So please pay attention. Okay, next question. Next question is from metals and non-metals. So with the help of a balanced chemical equation, with the help of a balanced chemical equation, state the process of extracting mercury from its ore called cinnabar. You all know what is mercury's ore. Cinnabar is mercury. Yes, it's the sulfide ore of mercury, right? And then copper from its sulfide ore. Second, what we have to do, sulfide and copper articles slowly lose their shiny surface when exposed to air, right? Yes. Name the compounds formed on silver articles and copper articles in the form of coating. Let's start with first one. Mercury from its ore. We know that mercury ore, that is cinnabar, is the sulfide ore of mercury. What happens first? What we have to do? It combines with oxygen. This process is Yes, this process takes place in the presence of oxygen. Heat is supplied, and you get your mercuric oxide and sulfur dioxide gases. Also, sulfur dioxide is there in the solid form. Yes, remember, sulfur dioxide is there in the solid form here. Then, this mercuric oxide decomposes into mercury and oxygen. Okay, you have to remember this one. Now, next one. Copper from its sulfide ore. Again, copper from its sulfide ore, this reaction, this extraction of copper takes place in the presence of oxygen, right? So, in the presence of oxygen, when this is reaction is done, so what we have copper oxide and sulfur dioxide gas. Now, this copper dioxide again has to combine with copper sulfide to give you copper and sulfur dioxide gas. This is very common reactions you have studied in your metals and non-metals. Please remember these reactions. This is a direct question. It directly specified you to write the reaction. Yes? Okay. Silver and copper particles slowly lose their shiny surface when exposed to air. Name the compounds formed on silver particles and copper particles in the form of coating. We know that silver particles, when they are exposed to air, shine kam ho jati hai, right? Why that shine is reduced? Because it forms a layer of silver sulfide. Yes. And then copper particles forms a coating of copper carbonate. That is why copper particles lose their shine, and similarly silver also lose their shine. Yes. The question: state the chemical property in each case on which the following use of baking soda. Uses of baking soda. Now, baking soda is used as an antacid. It is used as a constituent in making baking powder, and it is also used in soda acid fire extinguishers. Yes, but why is it used? Now, this question is asking you why. Why का जवाब देना पड़ेगा. Now, I've what students do, what mistake they try to commit here is they just write the properties of baking soda. You have to write, obviously you have to write the properties of baking soda, but then students, please remember, you have to clearly answer the why part. If you do not answer the why part, no students, then you are not going to get your marks. So first one, as an antacid, we all know that baking soda is used as an antacid because it is mild, it is non-corrosive and basic salt, so it neutralizes excess acid, right? It's a basic salt. Yes, so base is going to neutralize your acid, and it is also not corrosive, so it is not going to disrupt your stomach linings. Yes. Then, as a constituent in making baking powder, baking soda liberates carbon dioxide gas on reaction with mild edible acid. That is why it is used in making baking powder. Yes. Then, in soda acid fire extinguishers, again this it acts as a base which reacts with acid and produce carbon dioxide. We all know that carbon dioxide does not supports fire, right? Yes, so if carbon dioxide is there, then fire is going to get extinguished, because oxygen is a supporter of burning, carbon dioxide is not a supporter of burning. So there were three questions, that is three whys were asked. You have to answer those three whys. Specifically answer them, have your marks with you. Right? Yes, students. So in today's session, we practiced quite a lot of questions. Yes? And by now, I hope you realize that how you have to answer your questions. Please be crisp. There is point-wise marking, because every time you might have noticed that CBSE asks your question in points, sub points. There is a question, then it has points. Whether it's a 2-mark question, or it is a 3-mark question, or it is a 5-mark question, it is going to have points. So please be specific. Write the answer of that point and you get your marks, and don't miss on any point. Okay. Second thing which you have to keep in mind, for example, let's take from the chapter chemical reactions and equations. So now in that, balancing, displacement reaction, redox reactions, similarly from metals, your roasting, calcination examples, electrolytic refining, Yes, then from carbon and its compound homologous series, your esterification reaction, absolutely extremely important reaction of alcohol, reaction of ethanoic acid, then from your what is left? We have discussed metal and non-metal. Yes, from acid, bases, and salt. What is your pH range? Then working of the common salts. Yes, these are the some important pointers which you have to keep in mind. And students, please, if you want an edge over your board preparation, then you need to practice. Now, if you want personalized attention, then you can always contact us. There is a helpline number given to you. You can contact us in order to prepare more for your board exams. And please remember, we are always, always, always there for you to help you in your preparation, to help you score 100% marks. Yes, students. So, my dear soldiers, योद्धाओं, तैयारी करते रहिए, पढ़ते रहिए, हंसते रहिए. Yes, keep smiling and keep preparing. Okay, and keep learning. Okay, everyone. So this was for today's session. Now wait until we meet next time. Okay, thank you, everyone.